Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Well, greetings, football family. Happy Football Sunday. Welcome to Ballchat Podcast. My name is Benton, one of your hosts, along with the family. Junior, come on. Well, go on. I guess we need to say big up Junior, the Manchester United fan, first. Come on. We need to big him up because him step forward. Junior, how are you doing, Bridget? Well, football family has to wait on Junior to find out how he's doing. How you doing?
You not say nothing? Junior, big up yourself, party. Yo, I'm telling you, I was even counting in Spanish today.
Hear me? Can you hear me? Listen.
You lost your voice, family. You lost your voice. You all right?
Listen.
Football family, Junior is not brave enough to put on his Manchester United shirt. We're hoping that he will step forward and support the team regardless. Come on, how you doing, family?
Hey, top of the table. I mean, like, what beat up aside? Nobody scored on us this weekend. We beat people 7-0. I am fantastic.
Calm down, come on. It's only Norwich. It's only Norwich.
You can only beat who in front of you.
Yes, this is true. Football family, welcome to Ball Chat Podcast. We're going to review some of the week's major news in the world of football. We'll discuss and take a dissect what happened at Old Trafford today. The mauling that Manchester United was on as Liverpool destroyed Manchester United at Old Trafford. We'll get the family thoughts on it. We'll also review the week in Champions League play, and we'll take a look at the lay of the land in EPL standing. We'll see, as Camon said, Chelsea's top of the table. And we'll wrap up with Yard Ballers. We'll start off the show with Ballers and Bugs, highlighting those who were impressive in the middle of the week, or those who were impressive this week. And we'll go ahead and also acknowledge Bugs, those who need to step up or need to improve their play. Football family, if you're joining in, you're jumping in, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's get ready to kick it off with Ballers of the Week. Who you got? Come on. Ballers of the Week. Impressive players.
I have a couple. I have to give it. Every week we come on the show, we talk about the fantastic footballer that Mo Salah is. We can say it's only Manchester United, but I don't want to be that disrespectful on a Sunday. I don't want Juna to start crying. So Mo Salah with a hat-trick is my baller of the week in Liverpool. And I should also give an honorable baller to Mason Mount, score a hat-trick as well. But Watford also should be picked up because they were down 2-1 and came back to beat Everton 5-2. So Mo Salah, Mason Mount, and Watford for me are ballers of this week.
Ballers running in. Football family, we see you running in. If you're joining us, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. We're in Ballers and Bugs of Ball Chat. Send on your baller. We'll go ahead and read them out. Junior, who you got as your ballers, family?
Yo, my ball of the week, I don't know if I want to get a whole Chelsea side, or if I should give it to Thomas Tuchel for his motivational tactics. But in a week where Chelsea lost their two goal scorers, one that is expected to score and one that is paid to score, and they lost both of them, and what did Chelsea do the very next game? I don't care. They could be playing against Sisters of the Poor. The man them scored 7 goals. You have to big up Chelsea for that, because last week, Camon was on the show saying how much Chelsea make chances or have possession of the ball and that they're not scoring. And that was with a healthy Lukaku and a healthy Werner. And what happened when them lose two of them? Them score 7. Yo, big up Chelsea, man. And I also have to give it to Mr. Nicola Barella. If you want to watch the Inter versus Juve game, even the commentator said it. The man ran his socks off in Italy in a rivalry game. I don't know how to describe the engine this brother have. I want to say it's Conte-like. He had a Conte-like game today, controlling the midfield. Yes, in the game draw 1-1. Yes, it felt like Inter lost the game. Yes, they got a controversial penalty, but it's not Nicola's fault. So Nicola and the whole of Chelsea.
Yeah, big up Barella and the whole of Chelsea.
Hold
Go
on
ahead,
there,
come on.
Junior. So not even the baller who score a hat trick on your side, I get a little mention. That sound like you want some coconut water.
Next.
Junior with the family didn't hear that. Big up Marshall Mullins. Up, family. Go ahead, Junior.
I said next comment.
Next comment. Junior, we're an unbiased show around here, you know. We want to embrace the diverse opinions, all right? Ballers of the week for Junior Barella of Inter. Wonderful player. Definitely putting in the shift against Juve. That game ended 1-1. And also giving big bad Chelsea that beat and teach. Soft soap Norwich 7-0. Football family, if you have ballers and bugs, send them on. We'll go ahead and read them out. My baller of the week, one baller. I'm not wasting the time. I'm giving it to Yuri Tillemans. Tillemans scored a wonderful goal last week, and I forgot to give him the baller of the week. He scored another wonderful goal again this week. I tell you, this kid is molding into something special. He looks like the only Belgian player who seems to have some heart. Yes, I'm not taking it back. Yuri Tillemans, ball of the week. Leicester City was fantastic. They went to the Brentford house and won. Imagine that. Not even Chelsea won there, if I can remember clearly, right?
So, why have you bring Chelsea in it?
So big up to Yuri Tillemans and Leicester City. Yuri Tillemans get my ball of the week. I only have one baller this week. We have a lot to go through. Let's get to the bugs of the week, highlighting the unimpressive players. Come on, let's Junior go first, because I figure he has a lot of bugs. Junior, you have bugs of the week for me.
I only have one bug, you know, and that is ESPN. Because
this brother always find all sort of madness to come forward with. Okay, Junior, go ahead with the ESPN bug of the week.
In the lead up to the Clásico, El Clásico, who them have for Barcelona a show as, yo, look out for the ball here this week, Gerard Piqué. Gerard Piqué, that we have been saying has been at Barcelona 2 years too long, is the prime player. You know, ESPN board members probably sit down and want to shoot Messi and Ronaldo in them footing. And those are the comments of Junior and Junior only. And I care zero. Because when them invest so much money in the Spanish league, look what Spanish league turning on right now. It's not even Farmers League. So ESPN for sure. However, we mention to the Manchester United fans out there who are like, let me tell you something. So Ole, I'm going to make one comment about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer today. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the football version of the cult deacon or the cult leader of Jamaica. Whatever I'm one name, right? Honorable Elder, blah, blah, blah. That is who Ole is, because he is leading a cult at Manchester United, and you stupid Man U followers who just blindly running behind this side, Ole at the wheel, Ole in, give him time. What are members of a cult? I'm done.
Junior is finding some way to incorporate His Excellency Kevin Smith, cult leader. What's going on, Junior?
I know his name. I wasn't going to call him name.
But bug of the week to the cult, that is the Ole followers, if I'm not mistaken, right, Junior? That's your bug of the week.
Yes.
And also you're giving a bug of the week to ESPN for the Gerard pick. Come on, I expected a lot more bugs from Junior. So you have the floor. You can go ahead and name them out. Bugs of the week. Unimpressive players.
Do you know what he's doing? Listen to me. The worst El Clasico ever. I do not know how Sergio Dest is regarded as a great footballer. I am so glad Vinicius had him running ragged today. I mean, let's give it to Barcelona. They lost 2-1. A lackluster 2-1. Everton. I have to give it to Everton. You are up 2-1. You are Everton. And you will make Watford come beat a 5-2. Go on. the entire Manchester United squad, we're going to throw in Ole in there, and I have to put in red-nosed Sir Alex Ferguson in the stand, shaking his head because he's a part of the problem too. I am sure that Sir Alex Ferguson had an input in getting Ole that new 3-year contract. I'm going to go and stick at him, I'm going to stuck with him, I'm going to keep him. And I think with Ole at the wheel, Manchester will be 15 this season. Screenshot that. So Everton and the entire Manchester United squad should actually get bugs of the week.
And football family, come on, don't really believe United will finish 15. She would love it, but you know. My bugs of the week is everyone that's involved with Norwich, from coach was it Daniel Fark back in the EPL. Brother, you can't park a bus. Is there something wrong with parking a bus and just defending? Daniel Fark and Norwich was in the EPL recently. They got relegated for conceding too many goals. Yes, they lost many games. But the bottom line is that now they came back to the EPL and he did not learn a single thing about defense. Norwich has conceded 23 goals in 9 games. And yes, the Chelsea 7-0 defeat definitely lopsided in there. But bottom line, Daniel Fark and Norwich, if you want to stay in the EPL, you must defend. This 3-5-2 formation that you're trying to play fancy football doesn't work. Park a bus, defend, and live to fight another day. Norwich City getting my bug of the week, especially Daniel Fark, for not learning to play defensive time away from the EPL. Let's get to our football roundup. Any other unmentioned honorable bugs that you guys want to highlight before we move to football roundup? Junior, come on. No?
I am at peace.
You're at peace. You're at peace. All right, let's get to the football roundup. Let's see if Junior and get to the meat of the matter. Manchester United versus Liverpool. It was a mauling. Beat and teach. Let's get the biased opinion of Junior and what happened at Old Trafford today, Junior. You're a Manchester United fan.
I don't know. I don't know how this opinion is going to be biased. What I'm about to tell you is,
well, bias as in you are the Manchester United fan. Fans usually bias in their evaluation and assessment of their team. But if I think if it's not biased, I apologize.
Yes, it's not biased.
Okay.
You play a game against Atalanta Tuesday with an idiot midfield and you went down 2-0 and you went now and draw back for your big guns and came back and beat Atalanta 3-2, right? Last week on the show, because I'm talking about Ole. Last week on the show, I said, look, Liverpool is going to have the easier game. Man U was going to have the harder game in the Champions League. I said that. Now, it turned out that Man U, yes, had the harder game. They had to come from 2-0 down and to get a win against a team that they should have beaten, but a team that was going to attack them. Now, if you, Ole Gunnar Dubstyle, was to sit down and say, why did we go down 2-0? Well, Atalanta kept beating us down the middle and Fridge is an idiot. All right, what we're going to do against Liverpool, that is a much better side. I know I'm going to start the same damn 11 versus Liverpool, which is a bigger side, and expect something different. Now, how stupid can you be? It's the dumbest thing ever. So, big up to Liverpool. They came, they did what they needed to do. They got the victory. They beat and teach Man U. But as a Manchester United fan, I never expect anything different. You go down 2-0 to Atalanta and you use the same side against Liverpool and you expect something different? Come on, man.
Come on. This big up to Dejan Davis. Dejan Davis says, have you seen that Jude Bellingham goal on Saturday? Yes, that was a brilliant goal by young Jude. Jude, ball after week to Jude. Excellent player. Big up Mikel. Mikel said, well, as Chelsea fan, Ronaldo didn't save Manchester United. All I have to say, Ole at the wheel. Ole at the wheel. the Chelsea fans running in hot, and the entire EPL seems to want to have Ole in place. Come on. Mohamed Salah scored a hat-trick, first player to score a hat-trick at the Old Trafford in 18 years. Your thoughts on the mauling at Old Trafford?
You call it a mauling? Listen, the only stat that Manchester United beat Liverpool with today, the only stat that they were leading on today was fouls. Everything else, shots on target, possession, passes, pass accuracy, Liverpool had the upper hand. And it was, Manchester United was a shambolic. And even one of the goals where you had Shaw and Maguire basically running into each other. You know what? Yesterday I was refereeing a U9 game and the same thing happened. They reminded me of two bumbling U9 players going after the same ball. I don't understand it. And I think everybody wants to point fingers at Ole, which he's the coach. He's supposed to get some blame. But these players are English players who play for the national team, who make millions of pounds, and you're telling me that you cannot go on the field and execute a game plan? It's just ridiculous. So the players were poor. Pogba seemed like he did not want to play. And I mean, like, as a seasoned professional, you know a two-footed challenge where your foot go over the ball is a no-no. It is just crazy. So Liverpool took the reins from early, but they did not give Manchester United an opportunity to come back into the game. And even the social media manager was saying that, oh, it's halftime, lot of work to... What work? I mean, Manchester United players were walking on the pitch, and it was just ridiculous. I never expected 5-0. I don't think a lot of people expected 5-0. So it's really embarrassing. But all I can say to Liverpool fans, they were worrying in the early part of the season. They don't need to worry about Liverpool. Manchester United and Arsenal are level on point. Level on point.
We'll look at the table in a second. Manchester United have suffered their heaviest ever defeat at home to Liverpool, while it's the first time they have lost 5-0 to a 5-0 goals at home since February 1955. Junior, you've been on the Ole out mantra. It doesn't seem like Ole is going anywhere. I mean, he, like Kamon said, he recently got a 3-year contract. 3 years extended on his contract. What can be done to salvage this mess at Manchester? Should he change his system? What should he do?
Don't ask me no stupid question with a preface of Ole is not going anywhere.
I don't think. All right, so you think they're gonna fire him?
Ole done. Him done. It's over. It's a wrap. It's done. Finish.
Okay. So you think they're gonna fire him after today, sometime this week?
No. All right. This is Manchester United we're talking about. This is Manchester United that took 2 years to bring in Bruno. Took 2 years to bring in Sancho. They're going to take 2 years to fire Ole. Ole is already fired. They just haven't made it official as yet. Fun and joke aside, if Manchester United was a serious football team down in London, the little idiot side over here, blue, with a Russian owner, gave everybody the blueprint. Fire the idiot coach and bring in a sensible coach and you win Champions League. If it's one thing Ole has done for Manchester United at the start of the season this year, you, Benton, and you, Camon, you guys said, oh, Man U is top heavy. Man U have a good side, but them top heavy, them not have no bench. Let me tell you something. Ole has proven to any sensible coach that Man U has a very good squad because he has been playing with the second strength side for most of the season. On the bench is his starting side. Pogba, Danny, Sancho sitting on the bench. So when Kante, Zidane look and say, FA Cup, we'll play against Norwich, if we play against Norwich, FA Cup, and one of the idiot side, we can bring in the idiot side where Ole start with. But when we ready for play real football against Liverpool, against Chelsea, against the big side them, I know where the best players are. One thing every sensible Manchester United fan should know is that Man U has a title-winning squad. And it has been proven. McTominay and Fred can't start with a big side. But they can't start in the FA Cup. So we know the squad is deep. That's all Ole do. But apart from that, Ole gone, man.
Come on, Ole says that, quote, I have come too far. We have come too far as a group, and we are too close to give up now, end quote. And speaking to Shaman Hafez, do you think Ole is gone here after this defeat?
First question is, close to what? I mean, we're too close to what?
He followed up and says, quote, we are at rock bottom. We cannot feel any worse than this, end quote.
Yeah, but that's still no.
So they're close to rock bottom.
Close to rock bottom. So you can't go no further than rock bottom, so you must have forgotten. He has a point. To be honest, I don't think Ole is out. I don't think he's out. I think some personal changes, like on the pitch, he probably changed up a few little things, but I don't think Ole is going to be out. Man U is not Chelsea. Man U is not Chelsea, and they do offer and reward coaches with some loyalty. Ole hasn't always been poor. If 100 games, he probably has been poor 20, 25.
Okay.
So I don't think he's going to be out.
I
just think that somebody needs to sit him down. Somebody who watches film will sit him down and say, Harry Maguire is not the answer. Do not let the English FA call you and pressure you and say you have to play Harry Maguire. He is not the answer. If the other game, Harry Maguire was the reason or the cause for 3 goals, and you still slide him into that even carry him on off of the bench at the 85th minute, they make him start and captain. I don't know. Something else is going over there. So the team does look lethargic today. Even Ronaldo's body language was like, what am I doing here? So it's kind of weird, but I think Ole is going to be there.
Hey, Benton.
Yeah, go ahead. True.
Here it is. Ole say they are close to rock bottom. Well, here it is. Next game versus Tottenham. I don't care what I want to talk about Tottenham and Nuno and this and that. Man, you cannot beat Tottenham. That 11 that started, they cannot beat Tottenham. Number 1. Next game, Atalanta. Atalanta felt like they dashed with the game at Old Trafford. And Man U goes to Atalanta to play. After that, Manchester City. You want to feel rock bottom, Ole? Look at the next 3 games. And
Tottenham. Tottenham lost to West Ham today. So you are saying that Tottenham is no, Junior.
Come on.
No, Junior. Tottenham is not. Junior, I hear side. I in a lot of pain today. But understand, but Tottenham is not better than Manchester United. Let us not get carried away right now.
Come on.
If Cristiano Ronaldo have to carry the other 10 players on his back, he will not lose to Tottenham.
Tottenham is not better than Manchester United. Yes, you are correct. But Tottenham is better than a picked Manchester United team by Ole. Because guess what? Pogba is not available for the next 3 games. So you don't have a midfield. Who is going to run with Son? We see Rashford not tracking back. We see Greenwood not tracking back. Who are going to run with Son? And we see Harry Maguire and Lindelof versus anybody. And Harry Kane, who is ripe for a burst-out game. I'm sorry. We cannot beat...
So why Harry Kane never got found West Ham today? West Ham not better than Manchester United.
Hold on. Man, you play Watford. And I'm sorry. Claudio Ranieri know how to motivate team side and to play against a big side. And then after that, We play Chelsea. We play Villarreal. So, Ole, you think you reach rock bottom yet? Wait till Man City hold you. You don't have Pogba against Man City, you know. So you don't have a midfield against Man City. And we don't know what frame of mind Ronaldo going to be in by then. Suppose Tottenham drop 4 pounds next week.
Hold on there. So wouldn't that help Ole? So Ole said, look, I didn't have Pogba in the midfield. I didn't have anybody to replace Pogba in the midfield. So isn't this something that Ole can take to the board and say, if one player, we are depending too much on one player, and he can say it, if the midfield is shambolic, right, versus Tottenham without a Pogba, he can say, look, I didn't have Pogba, I didn't have a replacement, so it's really not on me for this game.
Yeah, I mean, he could say that. Let's try to get through some of the comments, yeah, because we don't want to waste too much time on Bug side, because we only have an hour show. I want to find out from you both, how many can benching Harry Maguire solve some of the chronic issues with Manchester United?
Yes. I
really you bring in Eric Bailly. I mean, who do you bench him for?
Anybody but Harry Maguire. Listen, I think a hungry player on the bench who sits and see the madness we're going with Harry Maguire game in and game out will go on the pitch and give 100%. I just think Harry Maguire, he knows he's the captain. He knows he's the number one starter. So if he even concede 4 own goals, it is what it is. He will, play the next game. So you have to switch some things. You can't have players on the pitch who are not giving 100%, but you still reward them with playing time. And the captain's armband. Listen, every time I see Harry Maguire on the pitch in a game, you know what I said to myself? This man must be a beast in training. He's supposed to sweep with everybody's foot. I see if every goal was supposed to go in on the hair. But I don't understand how much. And it's not only him too, but we are picked on him because him not good, him not ready. You have to make changes. You have to adjust. And I don't think Harry Maguire is good enough for Manchester United, plus being the captain. So Junior can disagree, but I do think that Harry Maguire is not the best fit for Manchester United.
Junior, he said, Harry Maguire said, quote, "It hurts. The boys are devastated. It's not good enough. Nowhere near good enough." We apologize to the fans. Our fans stuck with us throughout. We apologize to them. Junior, Robert, Bobby Firmino kept, dropping deep between McTominay and Fred. Fred and McTominay getting pulled out a lot, but none of the centre backs decided to step up and prevent Bobby Firmino from doing what he does well for that Liverpool outfit. What sort of changes would you make as a Manchester United, other than the Ole out campaign? Who would you bring in? Pogba is out to try to, kind of salvage a bit of pride here.
No, all right. I agree with no. What Camon said is partially right in my opinion.
Yeah.
But Maguire is not the problem. It's not a Maguire problem. It is a player confidence problem. I don't think when I say Manchester United.
When you say player confidence, you mean player confidence with Maguire or players as in the entire team confidence wise?
We are all humans. The players are humans. They're not robots. If we sit down and talk bad about Fred knows that he is Fred, right? Maguire knows that Fred is Fred. But Fred still plays. So if we sit down and joke about Fred, Maguire knows Fred is Fred. So why are we not putting it on Fred either? If the first change that needs to happen is Maguire taking off the captain's armband. Okay. And that will signal to everybody that we are about to get serious because change is afoot. It's not a one-player problem. It is a confidence thing.
It's a collective.
Put confidence. All right, when Varane came to Manchester United, the whole defensive backline changed, right? It's not because Varane is that much of a better player. He was more, he communicated more. he demanded more from his teammates in the back, and the defense played better. Unfortunately, he's injured. When Pogba came on the field today, it is not because Pogba is missing a brain cell, or it's not because Pogba crazy why him get the red card. That is pride. So the pride that Pogba showed, that all of we talk about in life, we watch a football game and say, yo, me not stay on the field and get the 6 stuff, me a collect red card. That's pride. The players never showed that pride in the game, right? So when Pogba came on and showed that, the players needed to show that earlier. Fred and McTominay. You talk about Bobby Firmino. When after Keita walked in and scored a goal, them should have wet him. That is pride. We don't see any pride from the players, and to me, that is confidence. And that's why when you guys say Man U is a bag of individuals, I agree now.
Yeah, it's not. All right. We don't want Manchester United to dominate the show. Go ahead, come on.
Before we run, you're saying that picking up a red card was what, pride?
Of course, that's pride.
That's foolish, because now you leave your team down a man. That is not pride. Listen, you know what pride would be? Turn up your game. Getting a red card is not pride. Ego, because you don't want to put a picture when you're excited or whatever. But you leave your team a man short, you might get 2 more game ban or 3 game ban, right? And leave your team short. I know that you're an integral piece. No, Junior, that's not pride. I disagree. And then, hold on. We're talking about one player don't make a difference. I argue with a Liverpool fan and him break it down and say, yes, look at when VVD was out. Or the entire Liverpool backline was, and look when him come in. They're solid. So one player can really make a difference. I bet if them change up Maguire, you're going to say something completely different.
It's funny that you highlight that it's not pride that why Pogba got a red card, but the mindset of Junior, aka the Manchester United fan, is promoting this idea that players need to get wet. Quote, when Keita scored, somebody should have wet him, end quote. And as defenders, you don't know the fundamental principle, part of the fundamental principle of defending is that you want the attackers know that there's no easy lunch there. But Manchester United is an easy target these days. Liverpool, exceptional Liverpool. We're taking a look at the table. Big up to Dejan Davis, who also brought up an excellent point. Abraham Konate made his big game debut. He's played in other games, but he was on the field today. He thought he was excellent. Mohamed Salah got the spotlight, but talk about this kid, 23, 22 years old in his performance today in a big game, big moment.
Yeah.
All right, the Chelsea fan, go ahead, because Junior wants to talk about the Liverpool fan. But I mean, I thought Konate was excellent. I thought he was able to move both side to side, help to control Shaw from roaming down that left side, especially the fact that Trent Arnold would like to go forward. So I thought he was fantastic, and it prevents Virgil van Dijk to have to do this heap of running around. His responsibility today was just marshal the back line. Konate, you clean up anything else. I thought he was fantastic for them in a big game.
I thought he held his own, and this is a big game. You would consider this, before the scoreline, you would consider this a big game, right? So I was a little bit surprised that he was thrown into a game as important as this, but he really held his own. And I guess that's what happens when a player is playing for the coach. You know what I'm saying? So Liverpool is more like a team versus Manchester United. They're talented individuals, and that's the problem. I think the ego is too big over by Manchester United, and I think everybody gets into each other's way. As example, the Shaw and the Maguire. I mean, like it is just so. Even babies know say you have to talk. Two defenders can't go after the same.
Yeah,
You know, I
yeah,
forget on him
yeah.
with this side.
It's not even. We can preach all we want, but that was just baffling. Maguire and Shaw getting caught on that, yeah, on that goal. Mohamed Salah. Before we move away from this game, and he scored a hat trick. He officially became the highest African player, highest scoring African player in the EPL with 107 goals. I want to ask you. He's 29 years old. Would you give him a contract extension?
Of course, if you can give Cristiano Ronaldo a contract, if you can give Messi a contract, if you can give Sergio Ramos a contract, why wouldn't you give a potent goal scorer who makes every game for you more would be in a winning column, right? Basically, you
Yeah,
can really put a pot on fire on Mo Salah. Why wouldn't you keep him as long as his knees allow him to play?
yeah.
You brought in Ronaldo, and Ronaldo is how much? So I think Mo Salah, if he asks for 400,000 euros per week, I think he should get it.
What
I
about
swear.
500,000 pounds euros per week? Would that be too much for Mohamed Salah?
Listen, I don't even know. I don't. When it comes to crazy money, I don't even know, because isn't that what our goalkeeper gets into stay on the bench? Kepa.
So,
Listen, if Mo Salah is the person to score, he has scored in every game. I think that's what the stats say. He has scored in every game in the Premier League this season. How can you can't put a price on that. That's his job. You bring in Lukaku, and how many games don't Lukaku not score? 6? You can't put a price on Mo Salah. I think if you want to keep players as a club, you have to meet them where they're at.
Junior, would you extend Mohamed Salah's contract if you're a Liverpool brass? We know Liverpool historically haven't thrown money like Chelsea around, or Manchester United for that matter. Word is from some sources said that he's looking to get £500,000 a week. Would you at 29 give him that fat contract?
You don't answer the question for me, because come on, talk about Chelsea, talk about Real Madrid, talk about PSG, talk about Manchester United. Funny, she has not referenced any Liverpool decision that was made to give up a big baller the
Yeah,
contract.
historically they don't give that sort of money, right?
It's not going to happen, and he's going to go on to greener pastures, make more money.
Basta, run in. Well, Barca will have some money in a few years, Junior.
Not a Barca player. I see him more going back to Italy and righting that wrong. He has written, or he's righted the wrong of his English Premier League stint when he was at Chelsea. Now he needs to go back and fix that Roma thing. Even though he did have a good run at Roma, I see him going to a Juventus. I see him going to a Inter. Well, not Inter. I see him probably going to a AC Milan when they have disposable money in the next couple of years. I can't see him going to Spain, because I don't think Spain is going to really. I don't think those Spanish teams going to have the money, because it's not like them. It's not an ESPN contract we're doing well, right?
Now Real Madrid will find the money. Let's take a look at the EPL table. Chelsea's at the top, 22 points. Come on, let's get the biased opinion now from you Marlin of Norwich. I mean, it was easier Sunday morning. Arsenal on 14 points with Manchester United and Everton. I want to get your thoughts on the Chelsea, Marlin, and Norwich. There's not much to really read into this, right? Come on.
Look here, Norwich just poor, and I think Norwich just make up numbers. What they need to do is, when Norwich go down to championship, if they beat anybody and win the championship, they should just say, listen, let's give somebody else your spot, because you don't really deserve it. They look so out of place. They look as if they did not want to be here, and I think Norwich is a championship team. They're not an English Premier team. And I would have been disappointed if it was closer, maybe a 3-2 or a 3-1 win versus Chelsea. So I'm glad we were dominant. I'm happy that Mason Mount scored, because he has not had a lot of, goals to his name.
And he scored a hat trick, right?
Yes, so he scored a hat trick.
Yeah.
But before he was on a goal drought. Happy for Reese, happy for Hudson-Odoi, Chilwell, of course. I think Chilwell has been fantastic for Chelsea. I wasn't sold on him, but he has been putting in the work. And Norwich just out of place. They just did not look as if they belonged. And I think they're going to be firmly rooted at the bottom of the table.
What a bias.
Bias.
Yes, come on, just try and see your face. Come on, let me say it for you. Chelsea showed why they are a big side. And Chelsea sent a clear message of imminent danger to any side who are around them in the top of the table. To me, that was Tuchel saying, look, you read what all the paper clippings said. Our two big strikers down. We can't score any goal. We're going to struggle for score. Go out there and prove them wrong. And they did it. Trust me, alarm bells are going off around every side in England right now. Don't to the side them cross the water, Fred.
I disagree. I love my Chelsea, but Norwich was poor, Junior. I don't see Chelsea putting a 7 on a Man U. I don't see Chelsea putting a 7 on a Man City. I don't see them putting a 7 on a West Ham or even a Leicester. It should have been 12 because Norwich was that poor. But I'm not going to read too much into it. But as you always say, you only can play who is in front of you.
Yes, you can only be two in front of you. Arsenal defeated Aston Villa 3-1, Chelsea 7 over Norwich, Crystal Palace and Newcastle drew 1-1. Newcastle has an interim manager, Steve Bruce, was officially sacked. Paulo Fonseca is rumored to be the front runner for that job. I mean, what do you expect from a potential Paulo Fonseca getting this Newcastle job? Nothing much. Before we wrap up our EPL roundup, Everton, are you concerned about Rafa and this Everton outfit? They lost
from last season.
Huh?
From last season, we're concerned. Everton is like is up and down. It's like you're not sure. They have the players, they have the quality players, but the product on the field is just crazy. I mean, like, even come back to lose 5-2 to I mean, like, what is that? So you have to be concerned if you're an Everton fan because they're not consistent enough.
Not consistent enough. So you wouldn't say Rafa is on any sort of hot seat, right? Because it's Everton.
Rafa always on hot seat, but no, it's Everton. Who them going to get? I mean, like, Nuno already gone to eat at Tottenham. Who is the market?
Now, Junior, is Nuno on a hot seat at Spurs?
No.
Okay. So you think that Spurs will give Nuno the time in the offseason to get new players and build his team?
They don't have a choice. Nobody wanted the job. So what am I going to do?
Exactly. It's not that Spurs giving him the choice. It's that they don't have a choice. I mean, you fired your coach right before a League Cup final, thinking that you were going to get the big cup money, the big what the Super League money, and the Super League money never pan out. So which manager going to feel comfortable? Big name manager will feel comfortable going there. Can you convince Conte you're going back Conte when you fire Mourinho right before a League Cup game, a League Cup final? Nah. So yes, Nuno is going to get the chance by default.
Yeah. Chelsea at the top.
And they're what? And as much as we complain and cuss about them, they're in 6th place. They're 6th.
Yeah, they're 6th place on 6 points. Any other big takeaway before we move away from the EPL and get your thoughts on the El Clasico?
I am impressed with Leicester, even though they're in 9th place. But Leicester kind of, I think, coming into form. I really think Leicester is coming into form. Arsenal taking them time creeping up. They're on 14 points. So it's safe to say that Arteta's job is safe.
I told you guys that my Arsenal was going to recover, but no. When I sit on there, no, Arsenal are idiots. All right. Wait.
We were hoping that they would be 19th by now. I mean, we were hoping, sir.
Listen to Junior. When Junior told me earlier, Man U is not title contenders. No. See? Listen.
I want to get your thoughts on, before we move away quickly. Thomas Frank, coach of Brentford, said, quote, "We hammered a team in the first half that finished in the top 5 last year." Speaking of Leicester City, they didn't have anything apart from a moment of luck. Tielemans is very good, but he's not even scoring that 10 out of 100 times. We deserve to win, end quote. Is Thomas Frank and Brentford talking a little bit too much after that game?
I was just going to say, shut up your mouth. You chat too much. You got 0 points. We don't care. Listen, if that striker have a 1% chance or that him score it, they lost. That was just so uncalled for and just ridiculous. Like, what is that? You lost, and it's not like say the referee assisted them. They're not getting no red card. They're not getting no penalty. It wasn't a VAR. It was an overturn. I mean, like, Leicester genuinely beat them fair and square, and the second goal was a beauty. So what is this? I don't like that. I hate whiny coaches.
Yeah.
And that's why but then they know 12.
Yeah, Brentford sitting down in 12th position, sore loser. Before we get to the women's football report, the first women's football report for the season, we have Kadish waiting to jump in. I want to get your thoughts on El Clasico, one of the worst El Clasico we've seen in a while. Come on, you're the FC Barcelona fan. You get 30 seconds. As Real Madrid has won.
I don't even need 30 seconds. All I can say is boo. It was terrible. Congrats to Real Madrid.
Their 4th El Clasico victory on the trot for Real Madrid. Junior, your thoughts on this El Clasico and Serginho Dest easy miss?
Thanks for the Serginho Dest. They had Gerard Piqué as the promo guy on the fly. Did I say more? Why are we surprised? It's the worst El Clasico I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a worse hyped game ever. Well, the Man U Liverpool game was actually worse. But in terms of expectation, I never expected much, and I didn't get much. So I got what I expected.
Yeah, let's get through some of the comments, Junior, as we wait for Kadish to join in. Football family, remember to subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel, Football family. We see the family, a lot of people watching. Go ahead and smash the like button. Let's get through some of the comments. Junior, go ahead with getting through some highlights, some of the comments from the family.
John Davis says that in the Nations League final tournament, Tuchemi made Pogba look so good. He also said that scouting is also important. Liverpool proves that you don't need to spend a fortune on famous players. Norwich needs a proper centre-back to partner with Kabak. Kabak is actually a class talent at 21. Chelsea is lucky. Norwich is just trash. The type of
Chelsea lucky, Norwich is trash. Hey, right. We love the family.
If they buck Bayern in the Champions League, they will be destroyed. Especially if Jamal Musiala starts.
Yeah, Musiala, a very talented kid for coming out. We'll resume our normal discussion in a second. But we have Coach Kadish Fishley joining us. Big bad Kadish Fishley for the Women's Football Report. Coach, how you doing, family?
I'm good enough. How are you? It's been a while.
It's been a while. Welcome back, football family. What's going on in the world of women's football? And I know Jamaica is supposed to be playing Costa Rica. Reggae Girls playing Costa Rica today.
Yeah, they actually are playing right now. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch it. There was a cost associated, and I wasn't ready to pay that cost. But next time. But so far, everything has been going to. Well, not everything has been going to plan. The shocking thing that happened this season was Arsenal beating Chelsea at the start of the season. But I don't want to make excuses for Chelsea, but I honestly believe that Arsenal had the extra preparation time, so that gave them an advantage in that opening match. But since then, Chelsea have been doing well. Well, except the Wolfsburg game in Champions League, where they had to come from behind to take a point. And speaking about Women's Champions League, we are now getting coverage of all the matches from DAZN on YouTube for free. So any female Champions League match that you would like to watch, you can do so on YouTube. So that's going on. That's one of the things. Barcelona has not let up from their form from last season, and it was evident when they played Arsenal. I mean, Arsenal tried to be defensive, but Barcelona was just too good for them. And as someone who is a Real Madrid fan as well, it's hard for me to say, but I have to say that this Barcelona women's team is perfect. There's nothing, I cannot see anything that they need to work on. They're just way too good. So I expect them to run away with their league again. But I don't want to put myself out there like I did last year, but I don't think they'll be retaining the Champions League title this year.
So Chelsea probably had a hangover from the beating they took from Barcelona, right, in the Champions League final.
I wouldn't say that. I think it was a case where we had a lot of players representing their country in the Olympics, so it took a while for everybody to get back, so that everybody could be fully prepared for the season. So that that play was a factor in it, but everything else. But as I said, after that match, we've begun rolling, and we are doing well so far. And hold on, I have to talk about one of the biggest upsets. It was Arsenal beating Manchester City 5-0, and that is a surprise to anyone who follows the WSL. No one expected Arsenal to thoroughly trash Man City like that.
And how is the Khadija Bonishaw doing at Man City? How is she doing?
Well, she didn't start well. That I believe that she didn't start well, but she seems to be finding her footing in the team now, and she's actually scoring some goals. So we'll see as it comes. There's a big match that's going to happen next weekend. Chelsea versus Man City in the FA Cup from last year. They had to push that back. So the FA Cup for last year, that's being played next week Saturday. It's the semi-finals. So that should be a very good match to watch and to see how she does against world-class defenders.
So she's getting more playing time now.
I would think, personally, I would want to see her getting more playing time, but the coach is adamant on just starting. It's either Ellen or Bonnie. So she's not getting that much, but when she does come on, she does do well.
Yeah, big up to Bunny Shaw. And I think she did score a hat-trick, right, earlier so far this season.
Yeah, she did against, I think it was Everton in the
league.
In the League Cup.
In the league. Yeah.
It was the league? No, the League Cup. Yeah, League Cup.
Big up. So what else is going on in women's football? Any other major news? First report for the season. It's nice to see you again.
Yeah. Well, I'm a little bit upset with the fact that Drew Spence played her first game for Jamaica, the Chelsea midfielder, and it was behind closed doors, and she actually scored. So that was a little bit upsetting, but we seem to have integrated the UK players within the women's system much better than we did with the men's.
Wait, hold on. So the reggae girls is widening the search as like the reggae boys, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And there's no money issues with these players coming in. No first class flight needed.
Well, I don't. There's not been much. Like, there hasn't been anything about how they're getting in or anything. And a lot of the times, the women are not really as, what's the word I'm looking for?
They're not as demanding.
Huh?
They're not divas.
Yes, definitely. That's it. They're not as demanding as the men in terms of things they want to come in. But I've seen a lot of things, and I've seen a lot of videos on social media, and it seems that they're actually enjoying themselves, and they're integrating with the team, and they're doing well.
Yeah, and the Reggae girls are getting ready for World Cup qualifiers. That's coming down fast, thick and fast. And
Yeah.
Spurs, the one of the Spurs goalies also in the Reggae girls setup, right?
Yes, yes. Becky Spencer. We also have a couple players. We have a player from Leicester City, Paige Bailey. We have I can't remember this girl's name from Liverpool, but we have her as well. So to see that the GFF is actually going out and getting women for the program is it's nice to see, but they still can do some more for us.
There's always more the JFF can do. Always more. Football family, let's wrap up the women's football report. Really appreciate it. And don't tell me my fancy goalkeeper Sydney Schneider's starting spot is in jeopardy now, because I know she's warming bench with the Washington Spirit.
Yeah, I
she
think
wants to be.
she needs to go somewhere to get game time, because Becky Spencer is a really good goalkeeper,
Okay.
and it's just because there are better keepers ahead of her that she's not able to get in the England setup. But Becky Spencer is a good goalkeeper.
All right, all right. Let's wrap up the women's football report. Any other thing? Any other women's football news that you want to highlight, family?
No, not at the moment. Just please to support the Women's Champions League if you can. Watch it on YouTube. There's a Women's Champions League channel. There's a big match coming, as I said, this weekend. Well, next weekend, which is Chelsea versus Manchester City. So I am always pushing for people to watch the games. The more eyes that we get on the women's game, the more it can develop and become as big as the men's game.
All right. Yes, yes. And Jamaica versus Costa Rica is on atafootball.com. I think Freedom Football app. Like you said, it's a paid
Right.
platform. Yeah, so we'll get the score update on that one. You know. All right, family. Look at more here.
All right. Thank you.
Bless up. Stay safe, family.
I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, though. I know it's been a hard day so far. So enjoy the rest of your day.
Junior, you're not hearing the women's football report chief telling you to enjoy your day. Why? The man over there sulking, family.
All right. I'll see you guys.
Bless up, family. And maybe he had stepped away. Maybe in belly are working. All right, let's get rid of the yard ballers. Come on, highlighting Jamaican football players playing their trade. Justin McMaster is not seeming to be getting any big playing time. Jamaicans own Justin at Minnesota. Come on, what go on with that?
But when he said it from the beginning,
Yeah.
when he said it would be a struggle because Minnesota kind of have people ahead of him. So he would have to be spectacular when he gets, any minutes at all. So he may need to move to a different club to get some minutes. DC needs some players because after that shambolic game versus New York City FC, they might need somebody to help score some goals. But so good luck to him. The season almost done. So hopefully next season he gets some minutes. So Jason Johnson scored a goal for Tulsa in a 4-0 victory versus Atlanta United 2. Andre Lewis scored a goal for Switchbacks, Colorado Switchbacks, in a 1-1 tie versus Real Monarchs. Peter Lee Vassell scored a worldly. I think his goal is going to probably be the goal of the season in the USL Championship. It was
Yes,
we
saw that goal, and football family, check out that goal. Excellent goal by Peter Lee Vassell.
So he scored one goal for Indy 11 in a 1-1 tie versus Tulsa. Jason Johnson came and scored one goal for FC Tulsa in the same game. They tied 1-1. Nika Daly scored a goal for Charleston Battery, but they lost 2-1 versus Pittsburgh. Leon Bailey came on as a second half substitute versus Arsenal and provided an assist in a 3-1 loss. Bobby Reed provided an assist in a 2-0 win versus Cardiff. Kemar Roof scored a goal in a victory versus Brøndby in Europa. Mikel Antonio scored a lone goal to beat Spurs this morning. Shamar Nicholson scored a goal in a 3-1 victory for his side. Nico Brett and Junior Flemings are playing right now. They're up 4-0 halftime. But just a little bit of stats for Nico. This is his 18th goal of the season, and this sets an individual season high. Last season, he scored 17 goals across regular season and playoffs. He has 62 regular season goals for his career in USL. And Nico Brett cannot get a call to the national team. Tapa, you're joking. That's my roundup for yard ballers. Oh, also, they're saying it's a schoolboy competition is being wrapped up. They're talking about it. So there will be schoolboy competition this season. I think, what is it, November? Was it November, Benton?
Yes, yes. I think based on what we've heard is November, the third week in November, somewhere around there is a tentative start date that they're looking to try to get schoolboy football going.
Right. So they're talking about keeping it at individual fields, still no spectators, and they're still trying to get the schoolboys and the coaches, all technical staff to be vaccinated before they can participate. So we'll keep you posted when it comes to that.
Yeah. Looking forward to get some schoolboy football. I think Issa is working extensively or very hard to get. Imagine Issa working hard to get schoolboy football off. There's a lot of planning in place, and of course you have to adapt to the guidelines. Before we go, come on, Peter Lee Vassell. Overall, he scored a magnificent goal, but overall, what do you think about his play in that game? Does he look like this might be a better stint? Or is it too early to assess?
That must still look lazy. Him need faith. I just think him just feel like every game is a walk in the park. Him just walk. Every opportunity to play is a good opportunity to score his goals, to help his team win. I think it is good for him earning some money. As long as he has the stats, he can move overseas if he chooses to do so. But remember, he wasn't playing for one whole year. So now that he's playing, he's getting consistent minutes, and he is contributing. So I think that, this is his level, and I think this is a good thing for him.
Yeah, big up to Peter Lee. A very good performance. Before we step away for today's show, football family, let's take a quick look at what's coming in the EPL next weekend, and let's look at the fixture heading. Manchester United plays Spurs is a feature match for next week, and that's the game at Saturday at 12:30 Eastern time. Ole's got to win. They got to beat Spurs, right? This is the battle of the bad teams, right? Come on.
Hey, to compare Tottenham, you did a major disrespect to Manchester United, and Junior should meet in the parking lot and fight you. But I think he needs this game to be, the game that he bounces back. After getting a 5-0 drubbing, he had nothing but a victory is required from Manchester United. They have to recover, and they have to show that, it's a blip and that they will move forward. But they can't lose the Spurs. If they lose the Spurs, I think Ole is going to be in trouble.
If they lose the Spurs. Just to update football family, it's 0-0 between the Reggae Girls and Costa Rica in the Football is Freedom friendly match. 0-0 there at the half. Marseille and PSG drew 0-0 in the big matchup in the French League. This is it. Come on. Football family, make sure you subscribe. Up the subscription button. Subscribe to Ballchat YouTube page. Subscribe to the platform you're watching us on. Big games coming up this week. We look forward to see if Everton can deal with something against Wolves on Monday. Come on.
They should. Everton need to bounce back. They have good enough players. They really need to bounce back.
Leicester City plays Arsenal is also a big game. By the way, football family, Junior had to step away, and he sends his best wishes. The Manchester United talk have him under pressure, so he had to leave early today. But Leicester City versus Arsenal, your big takeaway expectation for that game as Arsenal turn the corner next weekend, 7:30.
I expect Leicester to beat them. Leicester is playing good, confident football. The game that they played versus Brentford was a very good game, in my opinion. I like the fact that they were spreading the field, they were passing the ball, the through balls were coming through, the goals were coming. And I think Arsenal, even though they're recovering, I don't think that they're good enough right now to beat a Leicester. I think Leicester will definitely.
Big games to look forward to. What a great week. We didn't even discuss Champions League, but we'll get to it next weekend as we preview the next match day in Champions League. We'll discuss that next weekend. Football family, thank you for taking the time. Really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy Sunday. Connect with us on Ballchat YouTube page. Just subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Ballchat on Facebook. We'll get ready for World Cup qualifiers coming up in November. We'll do watch along for Jamaica's World Cup qualifiers as they get ready for El Salvador. Hey, come on. I ain't that, We're gone on road, family.
Bye.